So now that we've got things on the right layer, there are another set of standards tools called styles. And we're going to do two of them here. We're going to do dim style and text style, or leader style. So let's take a look at the dim style. We see here that this says 3.5000, and in most standards, how you write this means something, and we'll go into that more. But the number of decimal places means something. How big or small it is on the sheet means something. And so we're just going to see where you would go to be able to change it if you needed to, and we are going to. We want to change this to 2 decimal places, so it's 3.50, 2 decimal places, and 4.50, 2 decimal places. Okay, so those, and they're a little hard to get to here, but we'll find it. There's a little button that says annotation with a little tiny triangle. It's the third panel in on the ribbon of the home ribbon. So I'm going to click on that, and then these all show up. And so now I need to click the little one. This is text style, dim style, multi-leader style, and table style. So we're going to go to dimension styles and go all the way over till we can get to the tiny, tiny little arrow and left click on it. And then we manage it. Okay? So that's one way to go. The other is just type in dim style, and it comes up. So sometimes it's much easier just to type dim style. And you can see this is how the dim style presents itself now. Does a radius in this way and an angle in this way and an aligned dimension like this and a horizontal and a vertical dimension and a center mark. So I see what the style looks like. So I want to modify this style. And this is, again, one tool. There are many tools to use besides modify. You can override or new and all sorts of things. We're going to do this modify one. I'm going to modify this so that instead of 4 decimal places, it's 2 decimal places. Modify. And there's, oh my gosh, look at all these settings to make that look just right. But primary units are where modify is. So there's the precision. And I want 2 decimal places. Click. Now you see everything is 2 decimal places. I'm going to do the same thing for my precision on degrees. I'm going to make them everything 2 decimal places. Okay. Close. Oh, look. It changed. Those were already, that dim style got modified, and I can make that change immediately to every dimension that uses that particular dim style. Later on in your career in our program, you'll do drawings that have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different dim styles in them because they all mean something. Okay, so that's how we do the dim styles. There's another thing to do. Well, I should have started off right. I didn't start off right. I should have done a save as and made this my R3. Okay, so there we go. Now I'm gonna type something on here. So I'm gonna type. So that's gonna be a piece of text. I'm gonna go up to my layer properties, make sure that what I do is going to go on the dim text, and it's something called the DT command. And I want my letters to be 0.18 high on the dim text layer and right justified. That means the right side matches up. So here we go. I'm going to just type the letters DT. Enter. And I'll have to say where I'm going to start. It's somewhere down in this corner, and there's going to be 2 lines, so I'll put it right here. And then it says the height. So I don't draw the height, I type the height, 0.18. Go back there. Point. Have to have my numlocks on, 0.18. Enter. And I'm going to do J for justify. Well, let's go back and do this again. Go in the right order. Okay, DT. Specify the point. Click. And now I'm going to type J for do justify. J. There it goes. And I want it to be right. Right justified. So DT J for right justified, and you can see them down here too. And then my right hand point will be there, and my height will be 0.18, enter, and my angle will be 0, enter. Now I can start typing. And I type my name, enter, and my plot scale. And I remember this one is plot scale 1 to 1. Cool. Plot scale 1 to 1. Enter, enter, and I'm done, and I've got that. So now I've done a text command, DT, with a certain height and a certain justification. I can move it if I want to. However you'd like to do that. I've put some dimensions on. The last thing I want to do is do a leader. So let me do leader. And I think it's multi-leader style right there. There it comes up, multi-leader style. Or you can go through this thing where you go to the little annotation button. There's the leaders. Click. Manage. And that comes up. And I'm going to modify it again. Okay, so now I want things to be an eighth. So my arrow size can be 0.125. My content should have a text height of 0.125. And that should do it. Middle top, that all looks good. And now if I click this leader, I can just click anywhere on here, and I'm just going to give it the plate number. Plate 1.1. And I did that on the dim text layer. I don't care where you put this leader, what point you attach it to. So now you've done text. These are all annotations. Text with the DT command, dynamic text. You've done dimensions and set the dimensions to the right style. You've done a leader and set it to the right style. So now we're ready to save this thing and submit to Canvas.